A very good afternoon. I think I've always been impressed by the way Asia Insurance Review conducts this India Rendezvous, and I'm so very impressed by this one under leadership of Sheila, how it has come out. If I look at the 2 days, it has been amazing, very power packed summit. I always enjoyed being a part of it. You know why? Because the best of brains from across the world get together in the insurance forum in India here to talk about different topics, to talk about different solutions, to look at the market and have huge variety of discussions. I've gained a lot by this discussion in the past and the current situation also. I don't think there's any other platform in the Indian market which is able to provide this kind of opportunity for a get together of such brilliant minds in the insurance field to look at how to solve certain issues, how to find solutions in the Indian market, how to get together, how to look at business differently. This time's topic was very interesting, no? Toward a sustainable Indian insurance market. I think this is very interesting, very close to my heart also. We will look at from the year 2007, when free pricing happened. The Indian market's combined ratio has been hovering cclose to 115 to 120%. Is it sustainable? I do not know, because for a long time, this has been a combined ratio, and we have seen the effects. For quite a few companies, solvency ratio has gone below the requisite allowed by regulator. We have seen some mergers, acquisitions happening. We have seen some consolidation happening in the market. So, to me, this is not sustainable. That's the first point which comes through. Now, on top of it, we also have variety and various kind of experiences happening in terms of be the NatCat events. What we see recently in the past couple of years, so many NatCat events have happened, which was not the norm earlier. And then we have the pandemic, which has been now for close to 2 years going on and on. And then we have a huge country, a beautiful country in which the economic growth is something which you're looking forward to in terms of how do we as insurance companies and organizations and reinsurers and brokers and entire fraternity support the country's growth and make it and take it to a level where we can proudly say that it's been phenomenal in terms of it has grown. And this is why this topic has been very important. And also the way the 2 days have gone through has been something which has been very, very enriching and very enlightening. A lot of these points were covered and talked about in terms of how it can progress. Now, if I look at my perspective on the theme, there are certain things to understand about. Now, when I look at, let's say, about 20 years back when private companies were allowed in the Indian market, we had only one distribution, that was agency. And the lines of businesses, predominantly the traditional lines of business, that was fire, engineering, automobile. Health was a very small component of the Indian market. Today, if I look at the variety of lines of businesses, we look at the kind of coverage that we have of the Indian population, it's phenomenal. No? If you look at some of the major businesses came through like agriculture or the national health scheme, which came for citizens of India, or the personal accident, which was there for a very low cost for across population in the Indian country, and the kind of people which got covered, which ranged from like close to half of the Indian population, which have been covered by these kind of schemes, which would be there. So quite a few development has happened, quite a few changes has happened in the market. At the same time, a lot of phenomena are happening, which can upset a country like India's growth. And that is why this topic is so relevant, that how do we look at sustainability and how do we look at giving solutions for the future for this kind of growth to happen. And this is why this topic was very, very critical for the forum which took place here. Now, if I get to the brass tacks of it, first and foremost, for a sustainable Indian insurance market, I clearly see that it has to be collaborative. I see the government of India playing a big role. I see the insurance companies playing a big role. I see the reinsurers from across the world playing a big role. I see the brokers. I see the intermediaries. I see the citizen forums. I see all of it coming together, playing a very big role for a sustainable insurance for the country, because it's very, very beneficial for the country. In the long term, it has big impact. Just to put some thought process in that, a simple thing like health insurance for every citizen of India will increase the longevity of Indians, by 5-10 years. A simple thing like this can make a huge difference. Or a crop insurance which covers every farmer across the country would ensure that the kind of unforeseen circumstances or the kind of losses which happen does not upset a major population of the country, and they don't have to be dependent on the vagaries of nature for their prosperity and for taking the next level. Or a simple thing like a parametric solution for the NatCat even in the coastal belt of Indian states, which not affect so much economic loss which would be happening. So solutions are there. Capacity is there. The thinking is there. How do you put it together? Or a pandemic pool to ensure that the migrant labor issues or standing charges of the industry is taken care, so people don't lose their job and the economy does not go for a tailspin. So it is there. I think the thinking, the kind of solutioning, the intent, and it's all there. So for a sustainable future, one, I strongly believe that getting together of all the stakeholders with a common belief that will make a difference to the country is the first thing which should be happening. The second thing which I clearly see coming through is underwriting prudence. I think that is something which I've always spoken about. Depending on the investment income to make a business model or be successful, and not something which has worked in the past. If I look across the globe, if I look at the European market, or if I look at any market which had this kind of phenomena earlier, had a strong setback as market changes. If I look at Indian market also in terms of returns on investment, is obviously coming down over years. So underwriting prudency has to come to the market. That kind of discipline has to come to the market because the other fallback is not that it's good for customers when you're undercutting price. The problem happens is if I look at companies which are serving the customers well, companies which have the least grievance ratio, companies with the best settlement ratios, I also see a very clear linkage to their being able to be close to underwriting profit or having a good combined ratio. I think the linkage between serving customers well, the linkage between coming out with solutions, the linkage with providing capacity and a good combined ratio is very clearly established. So for a sustainable insurance in the future for the country, it's very critical that underwriting prudency has to come to play again. Now, if I again look at from a perspective of how do we put it all together, I've seen reinsurers play a big role into this. I've seen reinsurers come out with a lot of solutioning for the Indian market. I've seen reinsurers come out with a lot of understanding as what can be different, or in terms of how kind of solutions come through. I've seen brokers play a big role. I've seen direct insurance companies play a big role. But is it enough? I feel no. More can be done. If the intent is strong enough, and obviously the market forces decides in their own way, and that gets together, I strongly believe that these things can also be tackled in a way that the solutioning would lead to a very long-term sustainable insurance solutions for the country. Now, if we see again, what is the product that we have? It's actually claims. It is not about the policy or the pricing. It's claim. I always say that we're in the business of paying claims, because that is where the moment of truth is. That is where our test comes into play. And that is where when we deliver well, the belief of the common man on insurance becomes huge. And I think the way we can do that for a country like India is in terms of the widespread that is there, the way we can bring automation, the way we have internet linkages all across, up to villages, we have high-speed internet in the country, and the cost of internet is so low. We have smartphones which are running to millions of people having it. So when we have such high technology tools, using that for a high and a beautiful claim experience, which is frictionless, about mass insurance, about solutioning which can happen at a level which is very different from the way the world looks at it. The way we can also put in the ecosystem of creation of products which sustain the main products and provide a wow experience to customer. If all that is put together with all the stakeholders coming through, I don't see any reason why the Indian insurance industry will not only flourish, but will make a huge difference to the country, but will also be a benchmark for the world in terms of how it leapfrogs from the traditional solutioning to a very different level of looking at a kind of solution which is there. Also becomes long-term sustainable, becomes very healthy. And obviously, I also see a lot of other insurance companies coming to Indian markets. Still, I feel that it's very limited. Just less than 50 insurance company is not what a country like India requires. It should run into hundreds of insurance companies coming into the play here. And with a good sustainable market, coming with good solutioning and making a difference to the citizens of India. I once again would like to thank Asia Insurance Review and Sheila for organizing such a great event. To me, it has been very enriching. I hope all of you enjoyed it and look forward to see you again next year for another great meeting. In the meantime, let's see how do we make the insurance industry much stronger, more resilient, more powerful, more sustainable in times to come. Thank you for your patient listening.